Hello again. You're watching East Asia Tonight on CNA. Well, Hong Kong fans might be able to watch world football star Cristiano Ronaldo early next year. Well, this as authorities mull over a friendly tournament involving the Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr, as well as 2 to 3 other European clubs. Well, Ronaldo and Al Nassr were poised to play 2 matches in Shenzhen earlier this year, but were called off due to the Portuguese player's injury. The Hong Kong Football Association says the upcoming friendly tournament will be hosted at the Kai Tak Sports Park. But fans are not getting their hopes up. The discussions are still in its early stage, and Hong Kong has struggled to attract tours from foreign football clubs since 2019 due to rival competitors such as Singapore and Tokyo. And as part of its plans to boost tourism and economic activities, Hong Kong's tourism board had invited around 2,000 influencers and industry professionals to produce over 330 short videos documenting their travel experience in Hong Kong. But questions on costs have sparked concerns among taxpayers who are demanding a breakdown of the government's funding of such campaigns. And for more on this, Alan Zeman, Chairman, Lang Kwai Fong Group member, Hong Kong Chief Executive Council of Advisors, joins us now for a discussion. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Alan. So we're possibly CR7 coming to Hong Kong next year. Were you surprised when you heard about this announcement coming so soon after that Messi situation with Messi? Does it appear to you that the tactic has somewhat shifted given the magnitude of Ronaldo's rivalry with Messi?
I think that with what happened with Messi, obviously turned out to be a bit of a fiasco. I know the promoter got blamed a lot for it, but honestly, I was quite close to the situation. He did everything possible. I think it was about 2.5 or 3 weeks before the exhibition, before the season started in Miami. And I think that for whatever reason, there had to be some internal problem with the team, with Messi, and the fact that he didn't show up that day and then played in Tokyo. It of course was a slap in the face towards Hong Kong, but I think the government wants to make amends. I mean, they're doing everything possible to make amends because, fans came from all over Asia. I mean, basically to see Messi, and I think Ronaldo, same thing. He was supposed to appear in Shenzhen and obviously was injured and disappointed a lot of fans as well. But that's football, I guess.
Yeah, so Alan, you've mentioned that you know the organizer personally and they did everything that's possible. So what then do you think that the next set of organizers need to do to get this right, this time around? Are we talking about more funding, re-evaluating the vetting process of event organizers? What else?
Honestly, I think it was an internal problem with the team, with actually maybe between Messi and the team. I think that Hong Kong, in fact, did everything right. I mean, I saw the contract; everything was correct, and I just, for whatever reason, to this day, nobody really knows. But there was, I know for a fact there was no internal problem between Hong Kong and the Miami team, and so it leads me to believe that there had to be some problem with, with Messi and the owners. It was only 2.5 or 3 weeks before the season started, and to have exhibitions out in Hong Kong and Tokyo and Saudi Arabia, it didn't give them a lot of time to prepare for the real season. So whoever planned it, to me, didn't do it right.
Well, all in, I guess,
I think with Ronaldo, though.
Oh yeah, I was going to add that the aim
I think
of
with Ronaldo,
Go right ahead, Alan.
The aim is the aim. I know what you're going to say, but the aim is basically to get everybody back. The new stadium, Kai Tak Stadium, will be open, a sports stadium, and also for superstar events. And so I think that makes a big difference on one of the reasons that many of the football teams in the past have not really come out. We really didn't have a proper stadium for them. This new stadium is 50,000 seats, covered, state of the art, one of the nicest stadiums in the world. I've seen it, and I believe that'll be a game changer for Hong Kong.
So I'm glad you brought this up about the Kai Tak Stadium, Ellen, because I spoke to the Hong Kong Tourism Board's Executive Director, Dane Cheng, some time back, and he really sounded optimistic about the new spot. So let's just listen in.
They can accommodate up to more than 50,000 audience at the same time, and it's weatherproof. It basically is a covered stadium, so we can have any kinds of events, not just sports but entertainment, all sort of events here. And there have been a lot of interest already, people asking about this event. So it would be a great thing for us. And next year we're going to have, we'll be also Hong Kong working with the Guangdong province. We're going to host the national game of China, so that would be a good testimony to us and for us that we have the ability to host a truly mega events.
So, Alan, you heard the Dean speaking about the stadium. It's a good thing that's going to be up and running by year end. But are you worried in terms of Hong Kong losing its competitive edge? With a lot of big name stars like Taylor Swift, Coldplay, Bruno Mars, they're heading to neighboring countries like Singapore, for instance.
Yes. I mean, the problem was we never had a stadium. I was in that business many years ago, and I know that business very, very well. Today, the megastars get paid a lot of money, and you need big stadiums, 50, 60,000 seat stadiums, in order to sell tickets to make it work. We never had that. Unfortunately, we had the Coliseum, which was 15,000 seats maximum, not really open stadiums that could host the mega stars. And that's, I believe, the reason that we did lose them. I mean, to be quite honest, we have 240 mega events in the first 6 months of this year planned. Hong Kong has had a mega event almost daily. It's amazing what has been going on. And if you look at the figures, we've had 3.4 million tourists in March, up 40% year on year, 11.23 million tourists in the first quarter, up 5% from a year ago. And so it's really started to turn again. And I believe the right way is to Hong Kong to host mega events. The convention center in Hong Kong has been so booked up from January until the end of December. We've got 150 conventions and 165 exhibitions.
So, yeah, Alan,
from now till
I hear what
December.
You're saying, that those numbers are very impressive, but there has also been an influx of mainland Chinese after Hong Kong pulled out all the stops to woo talent, but foreigners have also been slow to return. So I'm wondering for you, some people are saying that the nightlife, for instance, is not what it used to be. So what kind of adjustments do you have to make to accommodate a different customer profile?
I suggest you come to Hong Kong yourself and you see it's actually quite busy. Lang Kwai Fong in general has been really, really busy with all these events and all these exhibitions. After the events, people come to Lang Kwai Fong and it's the party place. And basically, I can tell you in general, I've said it many times to the media, I love the mainland tourist. I mean, some of the clubs and the mainlanders, they spend for 500,000, 550,000 for drinks in a club, Hong Kong dollars, and I mean a Westerner will usually buy 2 beers or 3 beers to stay there all night drinking the beers. So for a lot of the operators, the mainland tourist is the best kind of tourist you want to have. But basically, the reason many of the international tourists are not coming to Hong Kong at the moment is because the high airfares. Cathay Pacific, unfortunately, had a problem where they fired half of their pilots during COVID in order to reduce costs. And it's been very difficult to rehire new pilots again. They are hoping for the end of 24 to be back to normal. Hasn't happened. It'll be maybe the first quarter of 25. And that will then bring airfares down because it's actually very, very expensive for international tourists.
Right,
really
Alan, I'm afraid I have to cut you off there. We are running out of time, but I will certainly take up your suggestion and visit Hong Kong my next trip.
Come to Hong Kong and see for yourself.
I hear you. Thank you so very much, Alan Zeman, Chairman, Lang Kwai Fong Group, member, Hong Kong Chief Executive Council of Advisors.